So I just want to do a quick demonstration of how to do the Cinemagraph. I know there's been some confusion and some questions about it. So I'm just going to try to do a quick little video demonstrating some hand washing. So let's go. So what I'm doing is just finding my video file, and we're opening the video file inside of Photoshop. So when we do that, because it's a video file and not a picture, it automatically opened up our timeline along with the video timeline, not a still frame animation. So that's kind of what we want to start with anyway. And so then what we're going to be doing, we want to basically figure out like where in here do I want there to be a still frame, right? Because with the Cinemagraph, we need one part to stay still. So I'm just going to use the playhead here. So this is our timeline. Here's our layer. And so I'm just going to kind of zip across here and try to figure out where's a good spot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, allow the hands and body to move, but not the reflection. So I'll see if there's one where the reflection looks good. All right, so now that I've got my playhead in place, what we're going to do is we're going to create a still frame. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to hold down the Shift key, the Option and Command, so all three of those, Shift, Option, and Command, and then we're going to hit the letter E. What that does is it creates a layer 2. Notice this one is a video file and this one is a still frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this layer 2 and bring it above the video group. And then now it created it way over here. So what I want to do is I'm going to move it over so it overlaps with this. And then I'm going to drag it out so it's the same length as my video. Now, and we might want to also like trim this up, right? If it's really about like hand washing, then what we probably should do is let's go ahead and just trim down our actual video and just get it to like maybe like a 10-second clip or something like that. So let's take a look here. So this is kind of, there's where the soap comes in. Let's see, there's the water. Okay, here's soap. So now we're starting to scrub, right? So let's maybe like just get some of this stuff here. So I can take this and drag it down till we get to there. And then, I probably don't also need this part. We're just going to do just the scrubbing. Okay, so there we are. Let's see, we can make it even a little bit shorter. All right, so then we want these two to match so that they're the same length of time. And we also want to make sure that this part came over so we've got just one little video clip. Now, if I was to play it right now, nothing's going to happen, right? You can't see anything because it's the still frame. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, I'm going to turn this one off for a moment just so we can see below, right, it's playing, right? So that's where all that action's happening. So what we want to do is we're going to create a layer mask. So on this frame here, we're going to add the mask. So down here at the bottom, add layer mask. And what we want is wherever we want it to be still, it needs to be showing. And then anywhere that we don't want it to be still is going to be painted with black on our mask. So I'm just going to grab the brush tool and I'm just going to do kind of a rough, loose job really quick, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. So I definitely know I want all of this area to be visible, right? So this is where the movement and action might be happening. And even in this head over here, right? So because I might move forward or I might move back. But again, I want to show kind of like, let's just say, this focus of attention, around my commitment to getting my hands washed as best I can, right? So I don't want that mirror to change. I want that to stay the same, but everything else is going to be moving. Okay, there we go. All right, so clean that up, get a nice solid. You can see there's blacks. There's still, I'm just gonna make my brush even bigger and just like, make sure that I didn't miss any spots along here. Okay, so paint, 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 paint. Okay, so that's looking pretty solid. There's just that little mirror area. I could do the same thing and just, actually create a polygonal lasso tool and fill that with white if I wanted to. I think it's gonna work just fine for what we need to do. So what should now happen is, even though I'm over there scrubbing my hands diligently, the mirror is staying still, right? And because, I'm not going into that area, it's not going to affect that plane, right? So that's the way that it's going to kind of work. That is a Cinemagraph, right? So I've masked an area that's staying still. I've got the other area that is moving. Okay. Now, once I've got that done, then I'm going to do two things. I'm going to go File, Save As. I'm going to save this as a Photoshop file to my computer to start with, just so that I could re-edit this if I wanted to. All right, so now that we've got it saved as a Photoshop file, let's go ahead and export it. So let's just try our same thing. Export, save for web legacy. All right, so there, went ahead and brought it into our save for web legacy. And so again, like we were talking about the other day, just double check and see if it looks pretty clean. If it does, then don't do anything. Just go ahead and export it that way. If it is looking a little bit funky, which can happen sometimes, double check and try some of these different ways that it does the patterning or dither noise. You might also check whether it's selective or adaptive or restrictive, and find one that's working, right, perceptual, so that it's working well. And let's double check our file size. Again, if we wanted to put onto Weebly, we need to get it smaller than 10 megabytes, but we're going to be sharing these with a folder, and this is video, so it might be a little bit bigger. But if you want to try to fuss with it, it's already down to 1,000 pixels, so we probably don't want to go smaller than that. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. And then I'm just going to save it to the desktop and save. And we'll just drop that on into our new file. So we'll just grab that. So there it is. So we've got our Cinemagraph, one part's moving, one part's staying still as we're doing some hand washing. And we've set our looping to be forever. So again, it's just going to keep on going forever and ever. So hopefully that helps you guys, and let me know if you have questions.